Hey guys, this is Jonathan from Total Brohammer, and it's time for another Warhammer 2 multiplayer replay. So, today we got the mighty Wurrzag and his waagh, and we're facing off against the High Elves. So, for my army, I've got a skirmishing squad of Morgrup's Mangy Marauders, as well as Death Creepers, which make a really good skirmishing squad. The Morgrup's Mangy Marauders have good AP, and the Death Creepers have poison, so nothing can pretty much catch them. And they'll be very good at poking down things like this moon dragon right here. So for my front line, I have intermixing orc boys and black orcs, which I think is a pretty good pick against the High Elves over here, as black orcs will beat white lions of trace and trade well with sword masters of Hoeth, and orc boys will destroy spearmen. And I think they'll trade pretty okay with the white lions of trace, I'd assume. I've also got a goblin firing squad of 2 goblin archers and the rusty arrows. I had some money left over, so I have some goblins in the back just to absorb some charges there. I've also got the hammer of Gork and 2 goblin big bosses. So that's just all. I got Wurrzag here, and on him I have Fist of Gork, Erigo, and Foot of Gork. So for my opponent, he's got 2 Illyrian Reaver archers, which I think is a great pick against the Greenskins. The Greenskins have a lot of lightly armored infantry, and the Savage Orcs and the Savage Orc Biggins, and though the Orc Boys do have shields, they only have 30 armor, so they can do pretty well against them as well. They also got really good melee stats, so if he can get them around behind and into my archers or on my skirmishing squad, we'll be able to mop them up in melee. For his front line, he has 5 white lions of trace, which is a pretty good choice. Nice and wide. They should be able to beat Orc Boys, and they'll have trouble against black orcs, but they are outnumbering the black orcs. So I only got 3 of them, and he's got 5 of these guys. And if they can take out the orc boys fast enough, they'll be able to gang up on the black orcs. But one thing to note about the white lions of trace guys is they don't seem to cut through fodder all too fast, I've noticed. Of course, that is from my own experience, but yeah, tell me if y'all think different, because in my experience, they just can't cut through fodder very fast, and that's a real weakness of them. Besides that, he's got 3 Lothan Seaguard. Looks like he's got 2 with shields and 1 without shields. He's got 1 unit of Dragon Princes. He's got a Mage of High Magic. Let's go ahead and see what spells he's at. Looks like he has Apotheosis, Tempest, and Fiery Convocation. Alright. And for his lord, he's got the aforementioned Princess on a Moon Dragon. So that can be really tough for the Greenskins. Well, let's kick into gear here, guys. So, immediately I'm going to see these guys here, and these guys have farther range, and I believe they're faster. 90 speed versus, yeah, they're much faster. So, I know these guys aren't going to be able to outtrade these guys, so I'm going to pull them back. And I just want to save these guys for mirroring that princess and doing a lot of damage to her. So he's just going to do some skirmishing with her, and for a second I'm like, maybe I can't skirmish with these guys, but I quickly get put down. Not a good idea. I'm going to target my Hammer of Gork onto these white lions of trace, and I'm going to just mirror this princess with my little squad right here. So as you can see, she's going to put down a Moon Dragon Breath, but I'm going to get a lot of good fire on her and do quite a lot of damage. But she did do about 25% damage on these black orcs, so that's pretty good. And now he's going to move around with these Illyrian Reavers and these Dragon Princes. And the Greenskins, he can see that I don't have really any anti-large up here, so he's just going to come in charge, and there's not going to be much I can do about it. So I'm just going to be advancing forward here. The wagh's ready to go, ready to kill some High Elf scum. They think they're so much better than us. But he's going to go after my Hammer of Gork over here, and as you can see, my squad over here has already done about 25% damage on her themselves. She is going to get hit with an Apotheosis here. Going to drop a Foot of Gork here on these Dragon Princes. It does some pretty good damage, but mostly it just kills my Orc Boys. I don't think I overcasted it. If I did, these guys were really spread out, so it didn't do so good. But front lines are meeting here. I'm going to try to get my Gobbo firing squad shooting at these white lions of trace. I'm just going to get Wurrzag up here providing his physical resistance of 12% for being around troops. So he pushes off my Hammer of Gork, and I'm just going to have these guys keep on chasing him. I'm just sending these goblins out here to distract these Illyrian Reavers. Really what he wants to do here, these guys have silver shields, so he wants to send these guys into melee and just get rid of them real quick. I'm going to throw my goblin big bosses into these Dragon Princes just so that they can't get any and he charges off, and I also do effigy to get them, because I don't want them, if those guys can cycle charge, they'll do massive damage. As you can see, my orc boys are getting routed, but my black orcs are really out-trading these white lines of trace. Was able to get these orc boys around the edge, and now I'm going after these Leathern Sea Guard. So I'm still shooting at the princess with my skirmishing squad here, and as you can see, we're doing a lot of damage over time. He was able to take out my goblin firing squad, and I don't know if that's the best choice against the High Elves, just because they do have really long range archers, and once they were seen, his archers were just able to focus them down. So he's going to push off these guys, realizing that these guys are actually good at melee, so he's going to try to get into melee here, but I'm going to try to run out of here, and my goblins are coming back. So he's going to get a breath attack on the black orcs, which did a lot of damage. That was really good for him. And we're just trying to bog down these dragon princes. If these guys can't charge around, then we're taking away the effectiveness of those guys. Really what he probably should do with these Illyrian Reavers is start doing rear charges, because like I said, with their martial prowess up, they actually have quite good melee stats. As you can see, he's routing off these black orcs over here with his princess, and he's doing very good. So it's looking pretty dicey right now. I got some skirmishers left, but my infantry is getting destroyed. But these two black orc groups should be able to take on this weakened white lions of trace. They don't have their martial prowess, so their stats aren't going to be that good. And now we have a third black orc group all coming on this white lions of trace, and they're just going to wreck them. So I'm going after his caster here with my goblin big bosses, but they do get held up on these Leathern Sea Guards, so I'm not able to finish them all. So I'm just going to try to get my skirmishing squad on to finish off these dragon princes. I definitely don't want those guys charging around. Their rear charges can cause a ton of physical and morale damage. And he's just sitting right here with his dragon now. So I'm going to send my goblin big bosses after these dragon princes. Still just try to keep him down. And he's going to go after my skirmisher squad here, but I'm going to pull away. We are getting some good shots on his princess, but he is popping an apotheosis on him. And we finally got to the front line, so now it's time to push into all these Leathern Sea Guard so we can shut down that archer fire, which is very strong against the Renaissance. But as you can see, this archer fire really isn't doing that much against these death creepers for some reason. Now I think that's probably because they're just not firing in mass volleys. As you can see, I got my goblins back, and these guys came in for a charge, but 3 goblins shooting at them, that is a lot of arrows. Goblins have a lot of medals. So we finally got these dragon princes off here, and the princess is coming in, and she's probably going to try to terrorize this guy so she can get into melee. But I have an FG to get here, and I'm just going to start shooting her down with my goblin firing squad and my skirmishing squad over here. I have my goblin big bosses on the ground near her in case she decides to land anywhere so that they can goon her, but I feel like she's about to go down, so I decided to send them up here to try to get these archers. Now these guys do have shields, and these guys are heavily armored, so these archers aren't going to be very effective against either of these units. But they'll be a lot more effective against the lowly armored orc boys. So I'm just going to charge everybody in here and try to get all his archers offline. I'm going to try to break these guys real quick. But they do not break. I should have peeled off some guys to get on these archers, but that's going to be it, guys. The High Elf army does mass route to the Tower of the Waagh. So, that was a pretty good one, guys. Look at the in-battle screen here. Wurrzag did pretty good, 26 kills. I think most of those were on Dragon Princes. Goblin Big Bosses did a good job at just pitting down those Dragon Princes and holding them up. Same thing with the Goblins. That's really all they were there for, to waste his high-value target units' time. Orc Boys didn't do that great. These guys were fighting Leathern Sea Guard, and they still only got 48 kills. So, still probably better to bring Savage Orcs, but it can be risky as they have like 0 armor, and the High Elf archers can do work against them. So our Black Orcs did amazing, of course. They really outclassed these White Lions of Trace, so they did trade pretty well. I mean, these guys are, what, like 350 less than the Black Orcs, so yeah, that's about how they should trade. Gobbo Firing Squad got wrecked at the very beginning, but when they came back and got some fire on that princess, that was really helpful. Hammer of Gork was pretty much useless. His dragon came and terrorized it off really fast. But the Mogrim's Major Marauders and Death Creepers, this combo right here, guys, is so strong in so many matchups. They were just peppering that princess on the dragon the entire match and eventually got her down. So that was very, very strong. As for his army, his princess did pretty good with 92 kills. Roasted some Black Orcs for sure. Got rid of my Hammer of Gork. Very effective use of her. I would have got her into melee more just to break the front line faster. Mage of High Magic, who's providing some good support with his apotheosis. And White Lions of Trace You can see which ones were fighting the Black Orcs. These guys were fighting Black Orcs at the beginning, these guys, and these guys. Because they did not get many kills. And you can obviously tell that these White Lions and these White Lions were fighting Orc Boys. So his Lothern Sea Guard did pretty good. I don't know if I wouldn't bring the shielded versions, first of all. I might bring the, like, 2 Lothern Sea Guard with spears and maybe an archer or 2. Because the Greenskins tend to can have Goblin Wolf Riders, which can do a really good job of getting that back home. The Lyrian Reavers were a really good pick, and I think the Dragon Princes were also. They got 98 kills. But, yeah, we were just able to overwhelm them, guys, so the power of the waagh prevails. Alright, well, this is going to be John Don for Total Brohammer. That's all for this one, guys. See you next time.